Welcome, dear dreamers, to Dreamy Tales Universe. Tonight's tale is a haunting old folk story, a lullaby wrapped in mystery, sorrow, and truth. It is called The Singing Bone. Let's begin. Long ago, in a kingdom not marked on any map, there was peace, and fields full of golden grain. The people lived simply, with laughter and song, their days warmed by the sun, and their nights cooled by the hush of stars. But then, something changed. Something wild. Something dangerous. A terrible boar had come down from the dark woods of the north. It wasn't an ordinary beast. It was massive, taller than a man's shoulder, with tusks like curved swords, and eyes like coals from a dying fire. This boar destroyed everything in its path. It trampled crops, gored livestock, and sent even the bravest hunters fleeing. Fear spread like smoke. No one dared to enter the forest. Even the birds seemed quieter. The king, wise but weary, stood at the high balcony of his stone castle and watched his people suffer. And so, he made a solemn vow. He called forth a decree across the land: whoever slays this beast shall have my daughter's hand in marriage, and shall inherit part of my kingdom. It was a rare promise. A dangerous one. But desperate times call for desperate courage. Far from the castle, in a quiet village near the edge of the woods, lived two brothers. The elder was bold, broad in the shoulders, and always ready with a boast. The younger was quieter, gentle-eyed, thoughtful, and kind to all who passed his way. Both heard the king's call. Both felt the stir of duty, and maybe a little desire. So, they decided to try their luck. They packed their bags, kissed their mother goodbye, and set off together, but not side by side. At a crossroads, they paused. The elder looked down one path, the younger down another. They exchanged a nod, and without a word, each went his own way into the forest. One toward pride. The other, toward destiny. If you're enjoying this sleepy journey, I just want to gently remind you, these stories take love and care to bring to life. If you'd like to support more dreamy tales like this one, please subscribe to Dreamy Tales Universe. It truly means the world. And if you'd like to share something special, leave a comment below, tell me where and when you're tuning in from tonight. It's always a joy to hear your stories too. Now back to the hush of the forest. The trees grew taller as the brothers parted ways. The light dimmed beneath the leaves, and the wind whispered through the branches. Somewhere in those woods, the wild boar waited. Its breath like steam. Its hooves pounding the earth. But it didn't know that one gentle soul, with no sword and no pride, was quietly walking toward it. And fate was quietly walking with him. He moved with care, not in fear, but with the gentleness of someone who listens closely to the world. Birdsong faded behind him. The trees grew taller, their branches tangled like sleeping arms above. The light dimmed into a silvery green, as if the forest itself had taken a deep breath and waited to see what he would do. He didn't hurry. He didn't boast. He simply walked, his heart steady, his footsteps soft. In his hand he carried a modest spear. It was not polished or fine. It was old, like a family heirloom passed through many hands. But it was strong. And it had always been enough. As the day wore on, the path grew narrower, until even the sunlight had to squeeze through the leaves in narrow strands. And there, by a river that curved like silver ribbon through the moss, he saw someone. An old man. So small, he might have been mistaken for part of the trees. His beard was white as snow. His robe the color of earth and bark. He sat on a rock beside the river, as still as a forgotten statue. The younger brother paused, not out of fear, but respect. And the old man looked up. His eyes were deep and knowing, the kind that seemed to hold seasons, centuries, stories. He smiled gently. "You walk with kindness in your steps," the man said. "And that is rarer than courage." The younger brother bowed his head. "I do not know if I am brave," he said softly, "but I hope to help my people." The old man nodded slowly, as if he had heard such a thing long ago, and had been waiting to hear it again. Then, from beneath his cloak, he brought out a spear. It gleamed, not with gold or jewels, but with a quiet light, like the moon when it's full and near. "Take this," the old man said, "and fear nothing. If your heart stays good, no harm shall come to you." The younger brother took the spear with both hands. It felt light, yet strong, and warm. He looked up to thank the man, but he was gone. No sound. No trace. Just the breeze, rustling gently through the leaves. He continued on, with the new spear in hand, and a strange calm in his chest. Then, as the sun slipped low behind the hills, he heard it. A grunt. A crackle of broken branches. And then, the boar. It burst from the brush like a storm. Its body was massive, its eyes burning red. Foam clung to its mouth. It was fury made flesh. But the younger brother did not run. He did not cry out. He stood still. He remembered the old man's words. And as the beast charged, he raised the spear. With one perfect moment, one breath held in time. He struck. The spear met its mark. The beast let out a final, thunderous cry. Then fell. And the forest grew still once more. The younger brother dropped to his knees, his breath slow, his eyes wide not with fear, but wonder. He had done it. He had slain the great wild boar. Not with rage. Not with pride. But with quiet courage and a heart that had never wished for glory. The younger brother gently lifted the boar onto his shoulders. It was heavy. But he carried it with pride, not for himself, but for what he had done for the kingdom. He turned back toward the road home, not knowing that someone was waiting for him. Someone who did not walk with the same lightness of heart. But that is a part of the story still to come. So rest now. Let the wind in the trees sing you to sleep. The beast was slain. The forest had sighed in relief. And peace, at long last, had a chance to return to the kingdom. The younger brother, gentle and humble, lifted the heavy boar across his back and began the long walk home. He walked through mossy paths, through golden patches of light where the sun reached through tall trees. He felt no pride, only purpose. His mind wandered to his family, to the king, to the promise that now awaited him. But most of all, he thought of the people, and how they might sleep peacefully again. Meanwhile, on another path, his elder brother walked too. But he walked with nothing on his back. Only thoughts. And those thoughts were not peaceful. He had not found the boar. He had not found courage. And now, he feared, he had lost everything. Then, up ahead, he saw something. A shape in the trees. A figure, burdened and slow. It was his brother. The younger one. Alive. And triumphant. The elder brother's eyes narrowed. He saw the boar. He saw the blood on the younger's tunic. He saw the weariness in his steps. And deep in his chest, something twisted. A sharp, quiet thing. Dark. Heavy. Jealousy. He smiled as they met. But it was not a kind smile. He spoke gently. But it was not a kind voice. "Brother," he said, "you've done something great. Let me walk with you. Let us return home together, and share the road once more." The younger one smiled, tired and trusting. He nodded. And they walked, side by side, through the deep forest, toward the open land. As the sun began to lower, casting long shadows between the trees, they came upon a quiet stream. The water was clear, gently flowing over smooth stones. Birds chirped softly in the distance. It was the kind of place where peace might rest forever. But not today. The younger brother bent to rest. He laid the heavy boar on the grass. And as he cupped water in his hands to drink, there was a sound. A shift. A breath held tight. Then, a blow. No words were spoken. No cries were heard. Only the rush of water. And the wind through the leaves. And then, silence. The elder brother stood alone. His hands shook. His heart pounded. He looked down at what he had done. Then looked away. Quickly, he dug a hole beneath the tall trees. The soil was soft. The roots whispered as he buried the truth beneath them. He placed stones atop the earth. He pressed moss into the gaps. He made it look as though no one had ever been there. Then, he took the boar, slung it across his back, and walked on. Toward the castle. Toward the king. Toward a crown, built on silence. Back in the castle, the elder brother stood tall. He laid the boar at the feet of the king. He told the tale, a tale that was not his. And the people believed him. The king believed him. Even the princess smiled at him, her future now written beside his name. He was rewarded, just as the promise had said. But the earth remembers. And the trees remember. And the quiet stream, it remembers too. And what has been buried does not always stay buried. And now, the story of the singing bone begins to whisper its truth. So lie back, breathe a little deeper, and let the next part of the tale unfold softly in your mind. Years passed. The kingdom, once haunted by the wild boar, was now calm again. Fields grew tall with golden grain. Children played near forest edges without fear. And the memory of the beast faded like mist in the morning sun. The elder brother, now a prince, lived in the castle with the king's daughter. He wore fine robes. He smiled at festivals. He stood at the king's side during feasts. But no matter how bright the torches burned, he never truly felt warm. There were nights he could not sleep. Nights when the wind outside sounded too much like water flowing over stones. Nights when a certain spot in the woods appeared in his dreams, soft moss, a hidden place, and eyes he could no longer meet. Still, the world around him moved on. The land had forgotten. But the earth never forgets. One day, a shepherd wandered through the forest. He had no crown, no title. Only a pipe made of wood, a soft tune in his breath, and sheep that followed his quiet call. As he walked near the stream, the one with the gentle flow and smooth stones, his foot struck something. A pale shape in the soil. Thin. Curved. Delicate as porcelain. But strong. It was a bone. Small, and strangely beautiful. It shone faintly in the dappled forest light. Curious, the shepherd picked it up. He turned it in his hands. It seemed to hum against his fingers. And without thinking, he slipped it into his satchel and carried it home. That evening, as the sky turned lavender and the sheep lay down to rest, the shepherd sat by his fire. The bone sat beside him. Quiet. Still. Something about it called to him. He took his small knife, and with slow, careful hands, he began to carve. Not deeply. Not with force. But gently, as if shaping something that was already waiting inside. When he was done, he brought it to his lips, expecting a soft whistle, a quiet tune. But what came out was a voice. Not his voice. not one he'd ever heard before. It sang, soft and slow, like a lullaby drifting through the trees. And the words it sang told a story, a quiet, aching truth. Alas, dear brother, you struck me down and buried me beneath the ground. My bone you've carved to sing my pain, so now the truth shall speak again. The shepherd froze. He listened again. The same song. The same sorrow. Each time the flute touched his lips, the voice returned, melancholy and calm, not angry, only filled with longing. A voice from beneath the earth. A truth waiting to be heard. The next morning, the shepherd did not keep the flute for himself. He wrapped it carefully, held it close, and made his way to the castle gates. When the guards heard what the flute could do, they laughed. But one of them, curious, asked to hear it. And when he did, his face changed. Within hours, the shepherd stood before the king. And in the great hall, beneath banners and light, the bone sang once more. The king listened. So did the princess. And standing in the corner, stiff and pale, was the elder brother. The song repeated, soft and sad. And when it was done, the room fell silent. All eyes turned toward the prince. And in that silence, he could no longer hide. The truth had been sung. The earth had spoken. And the past had returned. In the great hall of the king's castle, a hush had fallen. The shepherd stood quietly, his carved flute still in his hands. The bone, pale and smooth, rested against his palm like something sacred. The song had played 3 times, clear and mournful. Alas, dear brother, you struck me down and buried me beneath the ground. And now, all turned to the prince, the elder brother, the one who had claimed the victory, the one who wore fine robes and the golden ring of the king's favor. But his hands trembled. His face was pale. His eyes could no longer meet anyone else's. The silence held him like a weight. And in that silence, he broke. He fell to his knees. His voice was low, cracked, like dry leaves crushed underfoot. "It is true," he whispered. "I killed my brother because I could not bear to lose." He wept. Not loudly, but with the quiet grief of someone who had carried too much, for too long. The king sat still for a long while. He looked not only at the prince, but at the shepherd, and at the strange flute that had sung the voice of the dead. Then he stood. And when he spoke, his voice was steady and low. "Justice must be done," he said. "Not for punishment's sake, but so the land may rest, and peace may return." The elder brother was taken away. Not with anger, but with solemn silence. The kind that follows a long-forgotten truth. And as for the younger brother, his body was gently lifted from the forest floor where it had waited so long beneath the earth. the king ordered a quiet burial. Not in the palace tombs, but beneath a great flowering tree, on a hill that caught the wind. There, with petals falling softly around him, his bones were laid to rest. A stone was placed, but not carved with many words. Only this: he walked in kindness, and the forest remembers him. The flute, the singing bone, was never played again. It was placed in the chapel by the sea, where the waves whispered through the windows and candlelight danced like dreams. Some say it still hums on quiet nights. Not words anymore, just a soft lullaby. Like the breeze. Like peace. If this story has brought you stillness tonight, if it's helped your thoughts slow down, or your heart feel a little lighter, I invite you to gently subscribe to Dreamy Tales Universe. These sleepy stories are made with great care, and your support truly helps them continue. I would love to know, where are you listening from tonight? And what time of night did this tale find you? Your messages are like stars on the map of this little universe we're building together. And before we end, let me tell you, softly, where this story comes from. The Singing Bone is a traditional folk tale, collected by the Brothers Grimm in the early 1800s. It comes from the heart of Germany, a land of deep woods and quiet rivers, where stories like this one were passed from mouth to ear by firelight, generation after generation. It's part of the world's oldest dreaming. And now, it belongs to you too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Now rest easy, dear soul. The story is done. The truth is sung. And you can let go. Good night, from all of us here at Dreamy Tales Universe. Now that you've enjoyed a soothing bedtime story, it's time to relax even deeper and drift into a restful sleep. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and take a slow, deep breath in and out. Let go of the day's thoughts, worries, and tension. This is your time to unwind, to embrace tranquility, and to surrender to the gentle embrace of sleep. Let's begin by focusing on your breath. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely, and now, slowly exhale, releasing any tension. Again, inhale deeply, letting calmness fill your body, and exhale, letting go of all the stress of the day. Now, gently bring awareness to your body. Start with your feet. Feel them become warm and heavy, completely relaxed. Move up to your legs, letting any tension melt away. Your hips and lower back are soft, sinking into comfort. Your abdomen and chest rise and fall effortlessly with each breath, releasing any tension with every exhale. Your shoulders, arms, and hands are completely at ease, the weight of the day dissolving. Your neck and jaw unclench, your forehead smoothens, and your entire face relaxes as a gentle wave of calm washes over you. Now, imagine yourself standing in a beautiful meadow under a vast night sky. The stars above twinkle softly, casting a gentle glow. A cool, refreshing breeze brushes against your skin. You take slow, peaceful steps along a soft path, feeling the earth beneath your feet. The air is crisp, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers. Fireflies dance in the distance, glowing like tiny stars. With each step, you feel lighter, calmer, at peace. The worries of the day fade away as you immerse yourself in this serene, dreamlike world. Ahead, a gentle stream flows, reflecting the moonlight like silver ripples. You sit by the water's edge, listening to its soothing melody. The rhythmic flow of the water syncs with your breath, deepening your sense of relaxation. As you sit by the stream, you begin to let go of everything weighing on your mind. Each thought drifts away like leaves floating down the river, disappearing into the distance. You feel lighter, completely at ease, as if cradled by the universe itself. Your eyelids grow heavier, and your body surrenders to deep relaxation. A soft whisper in the breeze tells you, you are safe. You are at peace. You are ready for deep, restful sleep. The stars above seem to glow even softer, watching over you, guiding you into a night of healing rest. Now, allow yourself to drift even deeper. With each breath, your body becomes heavier, sinking into the warmth and safety of your bed. A warm golden light surrounds you, filling you with a deep sense of comfort and love. This light wraps around you like a gentle cocoon, protecting you as you surrender to sleep. Every muscle is at ease. Every breath is slow and steady. Your mind becomes quieter, thoughts fading into soft whispers. There is nothing left to do, nowhere to be, just this moment of pure rest. The space between thoughts grows longer, until there is only stillness, peace, sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting, deeper, into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. Your body is healing. Your mind is at rest. You are floating, drifting deeper into sleep. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your night be filled with beautiful dreams, and may you wake up feeling refreshed and renewed. Until next time, rest well.